Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for an album review finally. This is for a new album review for Hollywood Undead's 8th studio album that I'm going to be reviewing. And I know I reviewed Hourglass last night, so definitely go check out that review if you haven't seen it, because I think you'll enjoy it. But this is for their new album, Hotel California, that I just got done listening to for all 14 songs, including the singles we've already heard already. So, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this Hotel California album by Hollywood Undead, their 8th studio album, and let you know my thoughts on it. So, let's dive into this album review. Now, personally, in my opinion, this is their weakest, for sure. I'm not saying that every song is terrible on here. It's just I personally think this is the weakest album out of all of their albums, and that's kind of sad. Chaos was a great song in my opinion. It was a great lead-off single for this upcoming album's cycle, and I really enjoyed it. So 5 out of 5. World War Me was just weird. I didn't hate it. I just think it was a weird one, but solid at certain points in the song. But I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It was decent. It's not the worst track I've heard, but I've heard worse for sure. Um, World War Me had Charlie Sheen rapping in it or singing the beginning of it, and it wasn't so bad. But yeah, it just I don't know. I wasn't connecting with it too much, I guess. But that's just my opinion. 4 out of 5 for World War Me. Ruin My Life was very experimental. It was more like party music kind of stuff. Um, the I'm gonna ruin my life kind of thing, or however it was sounding and all that. But I heard the song, I just was like, uh, I'm not feeling for it that much. Like, they were good in the 2010s with most of their albums, but this is where they ran their course with how many albums they could succeed at. And not saying that they're bad with this album. Not every song on here is great, but it's something at least. So 4 out of 5 for Ruin My Life. It was decent. There were some rap moments in the verses that I kind of enjoyed, but the production and mixing was a little off. Hourglass was a solid track. I'll give this a 4.5 out of 5. I reviewed it last night if you want to go check it out. I think you'll enjoy it because I worked really hard on that track review. Um, I don't think I got much to say on Hourglass. Just the Charlie Sheen, the Lost Boys Never Die lyric. It's growing on me. It's something I gotta listen to a few more times and see if this song clicks with me, meaning connects with me in a certain way where I like it. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for now. Go to War is a solid track too. I'll give this a 4.5 out of 5. Not hating it. Johnny Three Tears' verse is pretty good. On the other members of the band sounded pretty good, but yeah, this song was solid. It wasn't perfect anyway. It just some of the production is just weird and wonky and not sounding like this album's not staying afloat is what's my problem with the album. But I'll give Go to War a 4.5 out of 5. Alone at the Top, really good song for sure. Really enjoying Danny singing in this song. It sounded really good. This is when you gotta hear him sound at his best. Because Danny does have the potential to sing really good, but he wastes it on doing monotone singing some of the time through this album. But hey, that's part of how he's being part of the band or whatever, so the hip hop group and all that. So, yeah, 5 out of 5 for Alone at the Top. I did enjoy the chorus a lot, and the verses were pretty strong too. So, wasn't hating this song. Wild in These Streets, I remember reviewing it back in April of this year. If you want to go check out that review, this song is decent now. I wouldn't call it a personal favorite, but the Danny part, what you get is what you give lyric, I'm not feeling for it. It's kind of making me cringe a lot more. So, yeah, I don't know. This song's not bad, but it could have been better. So, 4 out of 5. Dangerous, pretty good stuff for sure. I really like this song a lot. And give me a moment, I gotta pause the video. Hey guys, sorry about pausing the video for a second. I'm really sorry about that. I just been dealing with some things today outside of YouTube and all that. So yeah, Dangerous, really good song in my opinion. So 5 out of 5. Then comes Lion Eyes, and boy, this sucks. This song is disappointing, unfortunately. I was liking some of Charlie Sheen's kind of weird singing, but it just wasn't connecting too much with how Danny was coming in with his part in the song. And this song is not very good. Mixing wise and melody wise, it's not very good. It could have been a lot better, so 2.5 out of 5, in my opinion. Trap God is probably the second weakest song on the album, and Lion Eyes is the weakest out of all of them, meaning it's the most disappointing. Trap God, I'll give this a 3.5 out of 5. You can definitely go check out my review for it. I'm not sure if I gave it a 4 or a 3.5, but 3.5 I'm sticking with because, one, some of the production is just lazy, and two, it just it doesn't connect well with how all the members of Hollywood Undead are pretty much rapping and singing in it. Danny just wastes his potential in this song with his not very good singing in this part of the song, for this song at least. So 3.5 out of 5 for Trap God. Happy When I Die was decent. It has a weird melody, but it kind of works in a way. But 4 out of 5. It's not the best song, but it's something. So Reclaim is the next track, track number 12, and I think Danny sounded very good vocally in this one, in my personal opinion. So I'll give this a 4.5 out of 5. Was liking Johnny Three Tears' rapping in it, and basically Danny was sounding a lot better than with the previous songs. I'm not saying everything Danny does is terrible in this album. It's just they overutilize his voice in a way where it just doesn't connect well with the songs and how they structurally sound. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for Reclaim. City of the Dead was one of my favorite songs. I really liked this song. Um, wasn't hating it, but yeah, J Dog has this weird verse that comes in a little monotone for a bit, but it does sound good with what it's going for. So 5 out of 5 for City of the Dead. You can definitely go check out my track review for it if you haven't seen it. It's on my channel. So yeah. And finally, All Right was a alright song. I contradicted myself for a moment. But yeah, Alright, I'll give a 4.5 out of 5. It's solid for what it is. It's not the worst song on this album. And that's pretty much it for all the track lists I've mentioned. Overall, production, mixing, and execution wise, I think this is Hollywood Undead's weakest album because of Lion Eyes and Trap God kind of ruining the album a little bit. But the other songs were decent to solid to possibly really good songs as well. There's not very much anything special I'd be returning to with this album. I was a little tad bit disappointed with this album, with how it was sounding overall. and mixing and production was a little off at times with this album, but hey, hopefully they can step it up with their ninth studio album come in the next few years. But this is not an album I would own. So first score for me, I'm giving Hollywood Undead Hotel California a 6.5 out of 10. It was okay. It's something I may own in the future, but only because I like collecting their discography albums, because I'm still a fan of Hollywood Undead, but with these new songs and all that, it's just, I think they ran their course for what they were going for the past 7 albums that were pretty solid and really good too. So, anyways, 6.5 out of 10 for Hotel California. I'm just not a personal, it's not my personal favorite album this year. I'm just not vibing with this album for some odd reason, and it's a big disconnect with certain songs on this album. But anyways, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the new Hollywood Undead album, Hotel California, if you've heard it. If you enjoyed this album review I made for you guys, this is probably going to be the last review I do until I come back, because I do have to go run some errands again, unfortunately. But yeah, I got to do what I got to do, I guess. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this album review. So if you did enjoy this album review for Hollywood Undead Hotel California, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I'll have the Nothing More track review for, you know what, something is what it was called. I can't remember the track name, but I'll listen to it today. It's their new single, You Know What Love Means, or something like that. I'm not sure if that's the right name of the song, but I'll look it up after I'm done with this review. So sorry for forgetting the song name and all that. Yeah, I was really tad bit disappointed with this album, and I was hoping for something really good, but I was afraid of this for sure. Because of Trap God being the weakest single, I was really afraid this album was going to tank a bit. But it didn't tank to the point where it's the worst album, but it's an okay album. So at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. If you disagree with it, you'll have to watch someone else's review and all that. But those reviews will be out at midnight or probably tomorrow sometime. So until then, I hope you enjoyed this album review for Hollywood Undead Hotel California. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Stay safe, take care guys, and as always, I will see you in my next review.